Let's look at recording a mic. So we first got to grab an XLR cable from the spindle, then take it and plug it into the back of a mic. Next, you're going to need to go back around to the other side of the mixer and plug the other end into an open slot. If there's no open slot, you can just take something out and plug it in. Once you've done that, find the gain for the channel, turn it up all the way, then test the microphone volume with the metering. You're going to need to slide up the fader then to unity, and then slide it up on the main out as well. Finally, test the microphone output volume going out of the main mix, and turn up the control room volume to something around 9 o'clock. Let's first start by opening up Pro Tools. It's going to launch with the splash screen. When it loads, it's going to default to Untitled. Let's give it a title. Default selections are just fine. Broadcast wave, 24-bit, 44.1. Make sure it's always on stereo mix. And then make sure you're recording into the proper place here, which will be Tim Pullen's student files on the North Station. Your session may look different depending on how it was last opened. For instance, this may not show up at all. This may not either. If you see just a blank screen like this, you're in the mix view and there's no tracks yet. So what you need to do is go to Window and hit Edit View. I recommend taking this thing and making it fill the screen. We can just drag it till it fills it. I like to see this transport area too as a floating window. It's up to you if you do this. If you want to, go to Window and Transport. If you don't see everything you need, you can click on this right arrow and show other things that you may want. Once you've got everything configured, you're going to need to make a new track. So go to Track, New, and then for our purposes, we just want to record one mono track. It's just one channel coming from one microphone. So the default settings are fine. Hit Create. Now to be able to record, let's give it a name by double-clicking here. To record, we first need to record and enable the track. And now you can see that the sound is going in. It won't go in if I have the wrong setting, so you need to click here on Input, Interface, and pick the correct channel. Right now it's plugged into mono 1, so I click on the first one. On your screen, it will say Onyx and show up to 16 different channels that you can choose from. Now that I'm ready to go, I hit Record, and it's ready, but I need to also tell it to record on the transport, which is the same here or here. Let's hit this. Still nothing. To finally start recording, I also have to hit play. So now I'm recording something with the microphone, and what a joy it is. I'm going to hit Record Disable, and now I have the recording. Let's test it out. Rewind and play. So now I'm recording something with the microphone, and what a joy it is. Great, I've got it done. I'm going to save one more time since I'm paranoid. And now I'm going to bounce this to disk. Bounce to disk. When I do that, I have some options. But maybe I want an MP3 as well to send to someone else so they can play back on any device they want. Makes a smaller file. Format, it says multiple mono. I don't want that. I want stereo interleaved. If I have multiple mono, it makes two different tracks for the same thing. So it won't play back normally on a regular consumer device. it would play back one recording for the left ear and one for the right. We need it just to be one combined file that's a normal file someone would listen to. 24-bit is just fine. Or if you started out things in 16, 16 is fine too. Don't use 32-bit. It won't play back on most things. When you're done with all that, choose a location, and it should default to the place that you had originally saved it in a new folder called Bounce Files inside of that first folder. Hit offline. If you don't hit offline, it'll take the length of your entire piece of music to export this. That means if your music was 5 minutes long, it would take 5 minutes for this to export it. Offline makes it go as fast as your computer can handle it. So I hit offline, bounce, and now it says, do you want to do more things, information about your MP3? So if you want, you could do that. You could say, I want to exporting to be the highest quality, and maybe I want it to be 256 kilobits per second. I can hit OK, and now it'll export this MP3 and the WAV file, which is the uncompressed, higher quality one. Let's check to see that it's where we expected. Mine in this case is in the Documents folder. Recorder mic and Bounce Files. If I play it then, so now I'm recording something with the microphone, and what a joy it is. With the microphone, pretty awesome.